So welcome, whoever you are, with a particular faith or without any faith, with your worries, with your joys, however you are, you're more than welcome. So we will go now to light the chalice, and I will ask John to do the honors if he wants. And after that, I will read a blessing out. So hopefully it works. If not, I will bring the machine gun from there. Brilliant. We light this candle as a symbol of our faith. By its light, may our vision be illuminated. By its warmth, may our fellowship be encouraged. And by its flame, may our yearnings for peace, justice, and the life of the Spirit be enkindled. We join together now to worship as a beloved community. Each individual brings to a gathering faith and ideas, but each of us also yearns to share fellowship one with the other. May we look beyond any differences to the common bonds that unite us: faith, hope, love, health, wealth, or the lack of it. May all divine qualities inside us shine through our worship today, and may they shine everywhere we go. And that takes us to our first hymn. All the hymns are from a purple book, as you can see, but they will be displayed on the screen. Come and find the quiet center, which is one we have, sung quite a few times. So hopefully you'll be very familiar with that. And if you wish to stand in body or in spirit or both, please do. Quotes, so inspirational ones, I hope. We are healthy only to the extent that our ideas are humane, says Kurt Vonnegut in his work Breakfast of Champions. Second one, and third from the Holy Quran, and God shall heal the breast of the believers in Surah 9 and verse 14. And another one, and when I am ill, it is God, is of course in brackets there because it is assumed, who cures me. So that was from Surah 26, verse 80. I will read this last one again. And when I'm ill, it is God who cures me. And now we come to a story to be read by Sheila, entitled Health is Wealth.
Health is Wealth, a story by Sheila Raith. Once upon a time, there was a king who was very lazy. He did not like to do anything. He waited for his attendants to serve him every moment. He used to lie on his bed always. A time came when he really became inactive. Only eating good food and sleeping made him fat. So fat he became that he could not move around by himself. He felt sick. Doctors were called in to treat him. Nothing could help him to become fit and fine. The king was a kind-hearted and cordial person. All his subjects were sorry to learn about the fact that their king was not well. In spite of a lot of wealth, the king was not happy because he was unhealthy. One day, the minister met a holy man, a sadhu, on the outskirts of the city. While conversing with each other, the sadhu came to know the fact that the king was unwell. He told the minister that he could cure the king. Hearing this, the minister's face brightened. He arranged immediately for a meeting of the sadhu and the king. The sadhu saw the depressed king for a while, and then spoke that nothing serious had happened and that the king would be all right. From the next day, the treatment would start. He asked the king to come to his hut, which was at a distance from the palace. The king had to come on foot to the hut. The king agreed. After so many years, the king came outside to walk on the road. His ministers and attendants accompanied him. By the time he reached the sadhu's hut, he was breathless, sweating, and uncomfortable. The sadhu came out of the hut, noticing everything. He offered cool water to the king, and the king felt better. The sadhu brought out an iron ball the size of a football and gave it to the attendants, asking His Majesty that daily, morning and evening, he had to roll that ball in the palace grounds. The king okayed to sadhu and left. After 15 days, when the sadhu came to the palace to meet the king, he had lost a considerable amount of weight, was feeling much better, and was active, and all his sickness had disappeared.
Thank you, Sheila. That was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, and after that, we move on to our next hymn, which is number 106. So we'll sing again, Nothing Distress You. So Purple Book once again, and please be standing if you wish. Nothing Distress You, 106.
Patient endeavor
seated and well sung again. So, yes, if I'm in the way, please let me know. Okay. So we have now a selection of very, very short readings from the Bible, which we do not do very often, but, why not? So, about, of course, health. So, first of all, the Epistle of Paul to the Corinthians, number 1, chapter 6 and verses 19 and 20. Or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God, and that you are not your own? For you have been bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body. Then we go to Psalm 91 and verse 10, just one verse. No evil will befall you, nor will any plague come near your tent. So another Psalm 103, verses 2 to 5. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget none of his benefits, who pardons all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with loving kindness and compassion, who satisfies your years with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagle. And then John 1 and verse 2, Beloved, I pray that in all respects you may prosper and be in good health, just as your soul prospers. Exodus chapter 15 and verse 26, and he said, if you will give earnest heed to the voice of the Lord your God, and do what is right in his sight, and give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of the diseases on you which I have put on the Egyptians, for I, the Lord, am your healer. Back to epistles again, the first epistle to Timothy, chapter 4, excuse me, and verses 7 till 8. But have nothing to do with worldly fables, fit only for old women, pardon the sexton here. On the other hand, discipline yourself for the purpose of godliness, for bodily discipline is only of little profit, but godliness is profitable for all things, since it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come. Proverbs 3 and verses 5 and to 8. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your body and refreshment to your bones. Proverbs again, 4:22. For they are life to those who find them, and health to all their whole body. And two more, Proverbs 17:22. A joyful heart is good medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. Isaiah had something similar, but anyway, let's not go into that now. Philippians, last one, 4 verses 6 and 7. Be anxious for nothing, as the hymn says. Let nothing distress you. But in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all comprehension, shall guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus, of course. The Christian Bible. So, we come now to some music before we have the second reading, which is a very strange one that I have done only once from this lady, you will see. So, what was I made for? This is a Celtic harp piece of music, and I hope you enjoy it. Right. So now we come to a second reading. This is called Science and Health. It is chapter 8, Footsteps of Truth, 2019, and verses 6 to 22. That sounds like a very big book, and it is. It is by Mary Baker Eddy. This is the lady who is behind, if you like, the First Church of Christ the Scientist. Nothing to do with Scientology, by the way, because some people confuse the two. Nothing to do with that. There is a church like that in Exeter, and they have moved, I think, most services online. They do, I think, one a month in church. So let's see what Mary Baker Eddy has to say. Just as an extract. In mathematics, we do not multiply when we should subtract and then say the product is correct. No more can we say in science that muscles give strength, that nerves give pain or pleasure, or that matter governs and then expect the result will be harmony. Not muscles, nerves, no bones, but the mortal mind makes the whole body sick and the whole heart faint, whereas the divine mind heals. When this is understood, we shall never affirm concerning the body what we do not wish to have manifested. We shall not call the body weak if we would have it strong, for the belief in feebleness must obtain in the human mind before it can be made manifest on the body, and the destruction of the belief will be the removal of its effects. Science includes no rule of discord, but governs harmoniously. The wish, says the poet, is ever farther to the thought. So in other words, we are what we think. So let's think positive. And that takes us to a reflective address for today, which is nothing else but health is wealth. So a few thoughts to share with you. It is said health is wealth, and we saw that in the story that Sheila read out. That is exactly the title of that story. What a coincidence. If health is lost, everything is lost, some people say. If health is lost, the capacity to work is lost in some cases. Inability to work leads to poverty and misery. By contrast, if we have health, we're able to work, and this in turn adds to our wealth, if we look at it that way. Therefore, good health is one of the basic foundations on which our lives are built. The importance of health has been emphasized also at national level. Winston Churchill used to say, healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. For the common man and woman, health is merely an absence of sickness and ailments. This view is narrow and one-sided. The term health is much more comprehensive. You see that, for example, in the WHO, the World Health Organization definition. I forgot to include that in my address. It's an interesting definition that looks at health holistically, not just the absence of illness or ailment. Good health is the state of all-round physical, social, and mental well-being of a person, which enables him or her or them to live and work normally, usually, and to resist the negative impact of his or her or their environment. Often, less importance is placed on emotional health. We heard earlier on Kurt Vonnegut say, we are healthy only to the extent that our ideas are humane. So if people resort to inhumanity, then of course that usually denotes the absence of health. We have a lot of inhumanity around us at the moment. So, well-being is about the combination of our love for what we do each day, the quality of our relationships, the security of our finances, the vibrancy of our physical health, and the pride we take in what we have contributed to our communities. We have got here so many people who have done so much for communities. Most importantly, it is about how these 5 elements interact. However, there is a subjective element to what health and well-being are. According to Christian Larson, the more you think of what is right, the more you tend to make every action in your mind right. The more you think of the goal you have in view, the more life and power you will call into action in working for that goal. The more you think of your ambition, the more power you will give to those faculties that can make your ambitions come true. The more you think of harmony, of health, of success, of happiness, of things that are desirable, of things that are beautiful, of things that have true worth, the more the mind will tend to build all those things in yourself, provided, of course, that all such thinking is subjective. What Christian Larson says is not far off from what Mary Baker Eddy said in our second reading earlier on. For the belief in feebleness, she says, must obtain in the human mind before it can be made manifest on the body, and the destruction of the belief will be the removal of its effects. So in other words, let's stop thinking that we're feeble and weak and whatever else, negative thoughts, and turn into positive thinking. The merits of all the advantages of having good health at all levels can hardly be exaggerated. Good health is not only important, but is also an essential ingredient for a happy life. A healthy person is able to work and live on their own in conditions of relative happiness. Of course, nothing is perfect. In her work, Eat, Pray, Love, Elizabeth Gilbert points out that happiness is the consequence of personal effort. You fight for it, strive for it, insist upon it, and sometimes even travel around the world looking for it. Many people do. You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestations of your own blessings. Once you have achieved a state of happiness, you must never become lax about maintaining it. You must make a mighty effort to keep swimming upwards into that happiness forever, to stay afloat on top of it. This can become a more feasible endeavor once a person enjoys full health. A healthy person is not dependent on others and is in a better position to relax and to enjoy the thrill of life, and is able to enjoy life in its varied forms. By contrast, an unhealthy person finds it difficult to be happy and joyful sometimes. Physical ailments bring in pain, sometimes sorrow, even bitterness, mental tension, and in some cases, sleepless nights. In extreme circumstances, lack of health may mean survival on continuous charity, often with conditions attached, as many people in the underdeveloped world have come to realize, let alone in war zones, of course. It is therefore essential that we try to acquire good health as much as we can, of course. Good health cannot be bought, it cannot be wrought, it can only be wrought. Acquisition of good health calls for certain concrete steps. According to many doctors and health specialists, 3 basic factors bring about good health, and these are a clean environment, good habits, and a clean mind. One of the basic requirements for good health is to live in a clean and healthy environment. Unfortunately, this is becoming almost impossible today, Our entire environment is polluted. The water we drink is polluted. The food that we consume is contaminated. The air that we breathe is full of dirt and poisonous elements. Our cities, towns, and rivers have become dumping grounds of wastes and breeding grounds of dangerous microbes. Unless and until this pollution is prevented, our chances of acquiring good health may remain a distant dream. Secondly, good personal habits go a long way in helping to acquire good health. Good habits, such as getting up early, well, if you agree, of course, maintaining personal cleanliness, temperance in eating, doing physical exercise, adequate sleep and rest, and so on, are vital elements which help in the acquisition of good health. And you may ask, what exactly is meant by temperance in eating? Well, here is an answer from a hadith relating to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When eating, our stomach should be 1/3 filled with food, 1/3 with water, and 1/3 with air. I really, really like it, because that prevents people from, or some Christian mystics who say you should get up after you eat and then feel just about not hungry. That's nice as well. Anyway, so thirdly, the importance of a clean mind for the acquisition of good health cannot be underestimated. So that's spiritual health. To a great extent, the mind controls the body, as we saw from the readings by Mary Baker Eddy. Many doctors say that the mind is so powerful that it can dispel even the most incurable ailments of the body if it so desires. Optimistic outlook, serene mentality, joyful spirit, laughter, why not? Clean thoughts, whatever that may mean, of course, to each person, and so on, have unfathomable impact in bringing about good health. Pretty much along similar lines, Mary Baker Eddy says that the belief in feebleness must obtain in the human mind before it can be made manifest on the body. I perfectly agree with the maxim, health is wealth. Unfortunately, very few care about this kind of wealth. People spend sleepless days and nights running after material wealth, forgetting that the first step to acquire material wealth is to have good health. In the words of Steve Maraboli, how would your life be different if, he continues saying, of course, you were conscious about the food you ate, the people you surround yourself with, and the media you watch, listen to, or read? He asks. Let today, he continues, be the day you pay attention to what you feed your mind, your body, and your life. Create a nourishing environment conducive to your growth and your own well-being today. And I will leave you with that thought to see what exactly does that mean for you, And that brings us to our last hymn, which is number 147, Spirit of Earth, Root, Stone, and Tree. Again, we have sung that quite a few times, so you must be experts by now. So, 147, and you may start. And as I do usually, although the collection, of course, is at the end of the service, I always like to read a little prayer, for the offering when it comes to that at the end. This church is sustained by what we are able to bring to it, our time and our energy, our love and our resources. At the end of the service, today's collection will be gratefully received to support the work of this congregation. And now a prayer to heal a friend. Think, O great Spirit, of our friend who is ill, whom we now commend to your compassionate regard. So if you have somebody in mind, please do. Comfort him, her, them, upon his or her or their sick bed and ease their suffering. We beg for deliverance and submit that no healing is too hard for the divine, whatever the divine means to you, if the divine so wills. We therefore pray that you bless our friend or friends with your loving care, renew their strength, and heal what ails them in your loving name. Thank you, and so be it. And now we're going to do something unusual, because in my services we do meditation towards the beginning, but let's put all of this in practice, and we'll do now some longer meditation, but I will be guiding you through that. Okay, so find a comfortable position and gently close your eyes if you want to, or just lower your gaze, whatever works for you, that's absolutely fine. Let your hands rest in your lap or by your side, whatever works for you, and allow your body to begin to relax. Okay, I will be reading these things slowly for you. Let us begin by focusing on our breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose, feeling the cool air entering your body. Slowly exhale through your mouth, releasing any tension or stress you might be holding on to. Again, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let your shoulders drop, your jaw soften, and your whole body start to unwind. Now, allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. With each inhale, you are bringing in calm and peace. With each exhale, you are releasing tension and anything that no longer serves you. Gently begin to focus attention to your body. Notice any areas that feel tight or tense. Observe without trying to change anything. Acknowledge any discomfort or heaviness and send your breath to these areas. With each exhale, imagine tension melting away, dissolving into the air. Let us focus now on a feeling of care and compassion for your own self. Imagine a warm, gentle light surrounding you. This light is here to protect, nurture, and care for you. It begins at the top of your head and slowly flows down, filling you with warmth and relaxation. As this light travels down, it soothes your mind, eases any stress, and helps you feel deeply at peace. Feel its warmth as it moves over your face, your neck, down your shoulders. It releases any weight you have been carrying. Allow it to flow down your arms and hands all the way to your fingertips. Now the light spreads down your chest, easing any tightness around your heart. You feel a deep sense of care for yourself, knowing that in this moment you are deserving of this peace and relaxation. Let the light move through your stomach, releasing any tension or knots, and down into your hips and legs, all the way to your toes. Every part of you is now enveloped in this healing and soothing light. Take a moment to enjoy this sensation. Know that you're safe, you are cared for, and you are important. Let that thought settle into your mind. I am worthy of care. I am worthy of wellness. Now imagine placing your hand over your heart. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest with each breath, and repeat these words silently. I am enough. I am worthy of love and care. I am whole just as I am. As you repeat these affirmations, allow any lingering tension or worry to leave your body. Imagine them drifting away like clouds in the sky, leaving you feeling lighter, more at ease. Take a few more deep, intentional breaths. Feel the calm and peace you have cultivated in this moment. Know that you can return to this feeling of self-care and wellness whenever you need it. When you're ready, slowly begin to bring your awareness back to this room. Wiggle your fingers and toes, stretch if you need to, and when you feel ready, gently open your eyes. Take this sense of calm with you as you move through your day, knowing that you have cared for yourself and that this peace is always within you. Now I will leave you for a couple of minutes to come back to this space whenever you're ready. So you can continue this practice at home or somewhere else if you wish. And we now move to some poetry, and I'm going to ask Anne to come and read Promise Yourself by Christian Larsen.
That was a lovely meditation, and I've only just come back to myself, basically. Thank you. This is called Promise Yourself by Christian Larsen. To be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet. To make all your friends feel that there is something in them. To look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. To think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble, to think well of yourself and to proclaim this fact to the world, not in loud words, but great deeds, to live in faith that the whole world is on your side, so long as you are true to the best that is in you.
We are blessed with an abundance of good things for which we are truly thankful, as long as we remember them. We are privileged with great freedom and power, for which, in return, we act with responsibility. We are lucky to have shared this time and space together, because we're lucky to have each other. May the spirit of this place and these friends go with us into the busy city.